Yo, welcome back to another review recap of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 3. It's your boy JT, lit JTWELIT, and we here. So listen, we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna jump right in as we always do. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. I'm gonna have to tell you in the beginning and the end. At the end, we're also going to rate this overall episode out of 5 flames. We go see what we give it. So let's get the recap started. First scene we see, we are in with K Michelle, and K Michelle is in the hospital. She had to have a 2 hour surgery to remove some infected tissue from her previous illegal silicone injections. And unfortunately, she kind of talks about how she's going to be stuck with these injections, that she's going to be stuck with this silicone in her body for the rest of her life. There's no way to remove it all. And, it's crazy to think about, people that do that, even because it's just crazy to think about. But the thing that she mentions is, and pay close attention to this, because the sequence of events of how this happens, I don't understand why people are tripping. She says that, while she was in the hospital, Shamea came to see her. Porsha called her, and she says Phaedra called as well. But pay attention to that, because I'm 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 not on Kay's side in this situation. Um, and you'll find out why in a minute. So after that, she's leaving the hospital and she has her glam team all in the hospital room getting glammed up to head directly to a scene to film at the nail salon. And it's like, K Michelle, I don't know if you are a dedicated employee or if you really need this money.
I need that money.
But that was just uncomfortable to me. Like, you're in the hospital, you just had to have a serious surgery to fix whatever tear that you had. The stitches are still fresh, literally, and you got to be escorted everywhere. You gotta leave in a wheelchair. Your husband got to walk you to the door. Once you get to the nail salon, I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but you get to the nail salon. The man that works at the nail salon gotta hold your arm. Okay, baby, go home, heal up. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe you wasn't in the right mind in this scene, because it's like you did what Kelly did last episode, and you had a very delayed response. Like, are y'all, baby, is Porsha running circles around y'all? Can y'all not keep up with Porsha? Cause y'all be real nervous in the moment, it seems like. And Kay, you are a former reality star. We've seen how you act. So I'm not understanding. Like, is it taking a while for the car to get warm, like crank up? Like, what's the delayed responses? But anyway, before we get to the nail salon, we get over to Angela's house, and Drew is going to go see Angela. So Angela's daughter, who we know got married last season and didn't tell Angela, not now. Dang, okay. She's there. She's there for the summer, I believe they said, while she's still in school. So Angela kind of talks about how they reconnect. But before we get to that, did y'all see that struggle ass charcuterie board that Angela had? It had grapes. It had some dry ass American deli wings. Mm. My God, people need to learn how to host properly. Okay, you need to learn how to host me properly. Do not give me no dry ass American deli lemon pepper wings. And we even still had the damn ranch packets on the little ranch cup that comes with it. Baby, put my put my stuff in a saucer. Like, give me elegance. Give me you expected me to come here. Give me you're a great host. Don't give me no bullshit like that. So Angela and Drew, they talking, and then Angela, like I said, she's talking about how she's reconnecting with her daughter, and then Drew goes into mommy guilt, which is like, oh my God, it's what's going on now in the show and what's going on in real life now that we know that Drew has to get out of that house, and then they have to Ralph has the most custody um, of the kids. She talks about how I gotta work. Like I have to go catch a red eye. I gotta go film. Then I gotta come back. Then mommy guilt is serious. And then we kind of see like a flashback of her oldest son Josiah. He's like checked out, and then her daughter. I forgot her daughter's name, but she's like crying. I guess because Drew's about to leave. And oh, Drew. My question is this: if Ralph makes all this damn money, where is he at? Not because like I know y'all getting a divorce, but I feel like there some kind of something that y'all can do that you're at home more. Or honestly, Ralph probably set your ass up, knowing you go overwork, knowing them damn kids is gonna be late to school. Yeah, she's over there filming the movie. Like Ralph knew where your ass was at. But Drew, I can't give you too much because I don't know the whole situation. But what has come out as far as in the press about like all the kids, how much school they've missed and stuff like that. My question is like, I don't like where your sister mama? Where your mama at? Like, why the kids not going to school? I understand you have to work. And you another one that's kind of really like, I need this money
I need that money.
because you going over here to film movies, then you over here filming the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like, yeah, I gotta fly back and forth because I got two jobs. Okay. So yeah, Drew talks about that mommy guilt. Angela is like kind of trying to, support her in that aspect of the conversation. But it's just it's very odd knowing what we know today and watching this story as it unfolds. I feel like you really have to be like terrible for like a mom to like lose any kind of custody of their kids. So like again, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it's given real suspect. It's given. So then outside of that, we also talk about Angela and her real estate career journey and how she done lost $2 million. She said, look, I'm not really investing in real estate properties like that anymore. But this new property, I'm gonna make a profit on it, even if it's $1. No, nah, Angela, that's not how it works, baby girl.
Ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
$1 profit, baby. You wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Find a new career path. I don't know, baby. I don't know. You might need to look at something else because that might not be for you. But you know what's so interesting, y'all? And I don't know if y'all be catching it. That's why the reunion's going to be very interesting. The shade that they throw in the reunions is crazy. And Drew threw shade at Angela. Was like, yeah, she loses a lot of money in her career. And then if y'all have not noticed, every episode since it has started this season, Phaedra has called Porsha a hoe in several different variations. So this reunion gonna be lit because, like I've always told y'all, Porsha performs very well at reunions.
We're talking about you right now. Oh no, we talking about you too. We're talking about you right now, girl. We're talking about you too.
Porsha has a few people to check off her list at this reunion, and I hope Phaedra is one of them because Phaedra, and even when we get to the nail salon, which we about to get to, Phaedra just gives me just creep like Ursula, like she just, like I said, like she has like delayed response, and it's just like she, I feel like she just like Phaedra just wants to be like Porsha in like the weirdest as far as like aesthetics wise, like it's like she just be looking at Porsha and she just be trying to like see what she like her cue from Porsha. Like just look at Phaedra when she's in a scene with Porsha. It's just the weirdest thing to me. But anyway, let's get to the nail salon. We get to the nail salon. So Porsha arrives first, looking beautiful. One thing about that damn Porsha is bad as Porsha bad. Porsha been bad. I had to make sure my damn mic was on. We get to Porsha. Porsha comes in. Then we get Cynthia. Cynthia is another baddie. Phaedra comes in. You know, and then we get the arrival of K. Michelle. Again, K Michelle has to be escorted in by her husband. She gets to this counter. The man, she's like, can I hold on to you while you walking all slow, baby? Your stitches about to pop. You about to pop your damn stitches out again because your ass ain't follow doctor's orders and take your ass home and get. This is weird and uncomfortable to watch because I know you just got out of the hospital. So it's like you really need this check. That's what it's giving.
I need that money.
It's given. And again, cool work ethic, but I would have been like, girl, take your ass home. Like, we can come visit you at your house while you in bed, and like that I feel like I would have done that. But anyway, again, this is why I'm assuming okay. So K Michelle, they all come. Notice Cynthia says it. She's like, Kay, oh my God, how you doing? Because we didn't know what really happened. We just know that you was in the hospital, and that's realistic. People can be in the hospital and you don't necessarily know what's wrong with them. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, I hope all is well. You trying to like respect their privacy and not be like, oh girl, what happened? But like, that's realistic as fuck. So Cynthia's like, yo, Kay, how are you doing? Because we still don't fully know what happened to you. So then here we go. K Michelle starts talking. She was like, I was sitting down. Next thing I know, that was this pull. It was like this, my dress was wet. So was it tone deaf in a way? Yes. But when Porsha was like, oh my God, you had a miscarriage, it was like that's like not that's like a natural flow of a conversation, in my opinion, especially if you're talking to somebody that's your friend. Now, K Michelle does say that Porsha knows everything that's been going on with me, but like if you pay attention to the beginning, the first scene when she was in the hospital, she was like, "Yo, yeah, Porsha, Phaedra, and Shamea all called me, and that was so sweet." But it wasn't given like, because I think what happened was the sequence of events was this. Porsha and K Michelle have probably talked in the past. Actually, I'm pretty sure they've talked in the past about like, yeah, girl, my breast did this, and I had to get my breast not healing properly. And I'm sure K Michelle was like this, but I feel like that was a conversation that was separate from the actual event that happened when you were at that country music awards. So it's like, yeah, we've talked in the past, but I'm not knowing that you in the hospital having surgery because your damn ass wound opened up. Like, I'm not knowing that. So like Kate Michelle even responds and was like, yeah, that's what I thought at first. And laughs immediately after. So that's again, are you on pain medicine still? Was it delayed? Because in the confessionals, you all like, I don't know who would say something like that.
Yeah, but you being a woman and you see me out here.
That like you have all this energy in your confessional, just like Kelly and K Michelle. I know you're not like that. So
If you want to, it's not a good day. Okay?
Now back to that shaking the table.
So it's like, again, are you having a delayed response? What are we doing here? Said Porsha also kind of was like, oh, okay, they talk. Porsha also says, yes, that happened to me with my boobs. I had this and it was liquid coming out. And they're all asking questions like, okay, was it liquid? Was it blood? Even Cynthia was like, what, did it feel like your water broke? Like they're all just like, because now it's like, since you here, let's ask the questions. What happened to you? Phaedra offers nothing to the scene. She's just there. And then we have, they sit down, they laugh about it. They sit down and then, now they're talking about Kelly's chicken and waffle events and why Porsha didn't go. And it's just all just very weird because again, Kay, take your ass home. Like you're recovering. All right. So then we cut to a scene that kind of gives filler.
And listen, I am coming here with an open mind, open heart. I'm here to listen to everybody's stories. I'm invested. But it's gay filler.
So Shamea is walking with her husband. They're taking their daughter Shayla. Sorry, forgot her name. But they're taking their daughter to dropping her off at school. It says she's now these kids are growing up really quickly. So yeah, they drop the daughter off at school and then they're with the other daughter in the stroller. And Shamea just kind of tells her husband, yeah, so I told that rum company that I'm in. I'm gonna be an investor. And he's not impressed.
Oh, that's good for you, baby.
He's like, oh, okay. So then we get like a flashback of when she was on a conference call with the rum company, and how he was kind of almost blew the deal up because he's asking all these questions that ain't really got anything to do with him. So I think it was funny because everybody on the call was like, okay, yeah, thank you, all right. And somebody else was like, I gotta take a call because ain't nobody trying to hit that shit. Nobody trying to hit that, man. So, she tells us that, like I said, she wants to try to retire them. She makes a joke about it, but then she's like, well, maybe not retire. But, she's just a woman that really just wants to kind of start having her own. Um, and she wants to impress her husband. So, we get that. I thought it was funny at the end when they were like crossing the street. I'm like, damn, not y'all jaywalking with the baby in the stroller. But yeah, so that's that. Then we switch over to Pinky. Pinky's at her attorney's office, and alert, 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 everybody, everybody. We thought we lost it. We thought we lost our residential crier when Candy left the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Pinky Cole. This is the second time your ass and cried when you was talking. But she talks to her attorney, and she tells him, I think the only way for me to really successfully, reclaim my business and my brand is to file bankruptcy. And then, it's so interesting how, like, this was filmed months ago, but everything is parallel with what's happening now with Drew and with Pinky. So, she was talking about how she's going to file for bankruptcy. People have this negative notion with bankruptcy that means you're broke, when it's not necessarily the case. Sometimes it's a smart business move. She talks about all the random lawsuits she's received. She received a lawsuit for playing a fight illegally in her restaurant Bar Vegan, which is nasty, by the way. Well, the time I went, it was nasty, but the ambiance is good because it's in Ponce City Market here in Atlanta. I wonder if it's still open, but she talks about that. She talks about how she got how her CFO was taking money from the account, which is why she's in this position. So yeah, she says her husband has nothing to do with this. She kind of just wants to do this on her own. So again, she's getting to the point of the bankruptcy and what she has to do to, like I said, reclaim her business. Both, scenes back to back was cool, but let's get back to the nail shop, baby. All right, so we fast forward to a very funny scene. We have Cynthia, K. Michelle, and Pinky all meeting up to have a little kiki. Cynthia, I'm happy Cynthia is here because Cynthia and Porsha give us the old school Atlanta vibes. Phaedra doesn't, but Cynthia and Porsha are giving us the OG power players, like Porsha said. Porsha and Cynthia were talking about that because Cynthia comes in as a neutral mother party. She's like, Kay, I've been dying to kind of get some one-on-one time with you. As they're talking, Pinky walks in, and then we get this very funny little little segment about the toxic tweets of K. Michelle. And I will say this. I know in my first review I said that normally K. Michelle does not start with people, and I still stand on that. However, K. Michelle has this in, and I said also, if you throw a rock, she's going to throw a boulder. Now, K does have the tendencies to carry it out too long. Even if it's something so small, you can't dictate how people respond. You cannot. But she carries it out way too long than what it needs to be. You done went and you subtweeting, you talking about I'm activated, this bimbo. And we see now you activate a little bit because now we're starting to get a little bit. That's what I'm saying. It took the car a little bit to warm up. I think now we're starting to get the K. Michelle reality TV that we know. Because I know you got it in you.
Good day. Okay?
Now back to that steak in the tank.
Now you're activated. Now you tweeting, you subtweeting, calling, Porsha a bimbo. And Cynthia's like, they're like, wait, who was you talking about? She's like, yeah, so Porsha, how you gonna say, did you have a miscarriage? Now, Cynthia, don't be bringing your flip-flopping ass over here, still flip-flopping years later. Because in that moment, your ass too was like, did your water break? Knowing her ass went pregnant. So you was there as well. And you know that shit was innocent. And I'm glad you said that in your interview. Was like, yeah, I think it was innocent. But Porsha, baby, get up. Everybody calling you. Well, also, it's not new. It's not new for people to be calling you a hoe and dumb. Honestly, it's lazy at this point. That's a lazy read. Porsha, you're a hoe. Porsha, you're dumb. It's lazy at this point. Come up with something else. Get some new material. Get some new material about Porsha. So yeah, she talks about that. She's like, yeah, I can't believe Porsha did that. So also just an appreciation, Cynthia looks good. Also forgot to mention too, K Michelle in that little cowboy get up in her confessional looks good. But then they kind of segue into Phaedra, and K Michelle is like, what's up with Phaedra? All she do is make faces. K Michelle, we're asking the same goddamn questions. What's up with her? She ain't even had no damn one. The only scene we done got from Phaedra in her real life so far is her and Aiden. Phaedra ain't even had no scene in this episode. They didn't cut to Pinky and K Michelle more than they cut to Phaedra. I don't know who she. I feel like Phaedra has a black file folder on somebody at Bravo because I don't understand. I don't understand. But they didn't go into her, and then we get a flashback of Shamea telling Pinky that Phaedra says she eats meat, and Pinky's like, "You can't be ruining my brand like that. I'm on PETA, like I'm on this, Like, why are you ruining my brand like that?" And then they talking about, I can't trust somebody that eats dead people.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
Now, if y'all want to get on Porsha last week talking about some, oh, you made that up. Oh, you made that up about Kelly. Y'all better get on Pinky's ass this week because where did you hear that from? She eats dead people, Pinky. Pinky. Pinkalicious. Where'd you get that from, Pinka? Pinka. That don't even make sense. That's so stupid. Anyway, so Cynthia basically tells him, look, yo, I'm a safe space, but Cynthia, we know how they always say you go where the wind blows. I'm a safe space. I want to just kind of be a safe space for you girls. Come talk to me about anything. So yeah, overall a fun scene. So now we get Drew on a date with Black. And it's so funny because they went to this one restaurant that I've been to before. They have like the Lego hookahs. I think it's in, where is it at? What area is that considered? I don't know. I want to say Marietta. But anyway, Black is the typical ATL ass ninja. Overly flashy, came in there with his shirt off, with no shirt, undershirt on, showing all body, got the jewelry on, just the most flashy. He comes in, he has roses. They kind of talk about he got his fresh veneers. And the whole scene is just cringe in a way. Drew looks like Porsha. I understand they had that collaboration with Go Naked Hair, and it's given definitely commercial. But Drew looks good. She just looks like Porsha. And yeah, Black talks about, his love language is gifts. Speaking of, I need somebody whose love language is gifts. That's where I'm at in life now. Yeah. Yeah, let your love language is mine. Okay, cool. Yeah, buy that. Appreciate it. Hell, I'm tired. But he talks about how he has gifts for her kids. So Drew says, like, this is one of my best friends. We cuddle, we hold hands. Going through a 3-year divorce is not fun. He talks about, look, we can be friends. We can be friends with benefits. And then he says this weird. This Drew, it ain't gonna work. All right, just have fun with him if you go have fun with him, but baby, don't ever do nothing serious with his ass. He talks about you're an investment, but I can't invest in you right now because somebody else is investing in you. So like you're my investment. It's like, people look at people like their property. always be cautious of that. Always be cautious of people love bombing you, but also, take it for what it is in the moment. I guess. I guess. But yeah, not too much. It's kind of giving filler. I will say this kind of felt a little Love and Hip Hop ish. Not go hold you. Um, but hey, it is what it is. Then we get over to Angela and her daughter, and Angela's trying to do a disclaimer with her daughter before they get in the house. Like she's like, "Yo, yeah, so just be on my side, all right?" Because she wants this to be. Angela is looking to prove something because she's had so many failed real estate business investments. She's got this one for a cheaper price indicator, single family home, and it's a mess. It needs a lot of work. Spiders are everywhere. And her daughter's like, "Did you even look at this house before you bought it? Does Charles know about this?" And Angela's like, "Yeah, I mentioned it to him, but we get a flashback of Charles and he don't care." Um, and then Angela talks about how she lost her mom and how this will be a win for her. But I know people deal with grief in different ways, but to me, losing $2 million on real estate investments and then buying another real estate investment and using this as a way to deal with grief of losing your mom just kind of seems a little bit like, okay, how are these two related? It's giving you want to prove something to Charles, you want to prove something to people, but no matter how much you try, I feel like you're not going to get that. What you and Shamea are kind of in the same boat as far as y'all are trying to impress your husbands for some reason, um, which is very interesting to me. I don't really know the dynamics of marriage, but that's what both of y'all give. And Angela, I don't really see how this is going to help with the grief of your mom. Like, oh, I sold the house. Now, I'm okay with my, like that. I don't see how the two are related. She talks about it was an emotional purchase. And again, her daughter is like, what are you doing? And then Angela shuts the door. It's like, look, I need for you, Amani, I need for you to be on my side. And I'm with her daughter. Like, if ain't nobody gonna be honest with you, your kids should be honest with you, especially your adult kids. It's like, what are you doing? This is foolish. This was a impulsive purchase. Like, how is this gonna help you with whatever you feel like you needed to help you with? So yeah, we get to that. So nothing too crazy with either one of those scenes, but yeah. All right, so we get to Shamea in this business meeting for this rum, and Shamea, baby, listen to your husband. This is not gonna be a good business venture for you. I'm not rooting, I'm not praying on your downfall or anything like that. But this is given you don't know what you're doing. She talks about how she has this new attorney, Maximilian, who's helping her. They're on Zoom call with the people in Grenada that are the rum distillers. She's talking about she's up twerking, talking about some yes, I want the bottle to look like my bum. She's up, she's throwing ass. She's like, oh, that's so unprofessional. Laugh, 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 laugh. Okay. Um, she talks about how she wants to name the rum. What did she say? Rum bum. Okay, Shamia. She wants it to be peach flavored because she's an Atlanta peach. And then she finds out that the island doesn't even grow peaches. Shamia, chop, this business venture is not gonna work for you, my baby girl. Listen to your husband. Fast forward through there, we get Pinky and her husband on date nights. They're talking. She talks about how their first year of marriage, they almost got a divorce. They went to the courthouse. They got out the car. They started praying, and then they decided to go home and they've been together ever since. It was also interesting because she was talking about how, all the issues that she has going on with her business. And he was talking about how he wants to be there to help her and support her. But she was like, respectfully, my problems are none of your concerns. And I don't know, why do y'all get married to people if that's how y'all think? Because yes, I understand being independent woman, independent, all that stuff, but if you're marriage, why are your problems not my problems as well, especially if we have a household with kids? Because if you over here going broke and financially messing up our finances as a household, that is my concern. Don't tell me at the end of it. So that's just weird. I don't understand why y'all get married if y'all have that mindset. Like, it's supposed to be a business. It's supposed to be a partnership. Yes, we have our own businesses and everything like that. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. But what's ours is ours, and our household is us. So, like, why do you not want to tell me that you're going through that? But I can't be too on his side because of what he said last week about humbling her. So their dynamic is just weird to me. Pinky, she's had a lot of scenes, but like some of her scenes are just kind of like I just kind of fast forward because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? But let's get to the main event. Let's get the last scene we see. We see Porsha meeting up with K Michelle, and K Michelle already throwing shade, and Porsha already overhear you because you're ordering a drink. You like, yeah, I'm gonna order her the red lady because she's a mean girl, blah blah. And Porsha like, okay, bitch. So then they come in, they sit down, and at least one thing I will say about K Michelle, she is standing on what she said as far as like, yeah, that tweet was about you. I did call you a bimbo. Why would you say that's about a miscarriage?
Yeah, but you being a woman and you see me out here.
I'm still gonna stick to what I said earlier. Because Porsha says this. Porsha says, "Girl, I didn't know what kind of surgery you had. The only update we had was from Shamea." But then Portia also says, I didn't know that the surgery was related to the surgery that you've been going through for 8 years. So again, two separate conversations. I'm sure Portia and K Michelle have had the conversation, and a lot of Portia haters are gonna swear to God that this was malice. She had, malicious intent when she did this. I do not believe that. This was like on some, yes, we done had conversations in the past. You've had these surgeries and you done had to do that. And we probably trauma bond on, you done had this in the past. I done had this on my titties before. Separate conversations. And then fast forward, oh, you're in the hospital, you have to have surgery. I don't know what you have to have surgery for. I don't know if it's related to that. That's why when I see you, I'm like, what happened? Okay, boom, boom, boom. And I genuinely don't feel like Portia had any malicious intent when she asked that lady that question, because again, she wasn't the only one that was in there. Cynthia was also there. So why Cynthia was there as well, talking about, did your water break? That's even fucking stupider. So I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon of people trying to say Portia was being messy in this situation. I really don't think so. But K Michelle, I gotta get on you because you're being weird over here in Atlanta. I don't know what it is, but you're being weird over here in Atlanta. You talking about you crossed me once, you will never cross me again. I don't trust her. I don't believe that she didn't. I just, unless it comes out more about what the actual conversations were prior to that, I just don't believe that. Portia genuinely looked confused, like, girl, what? And also Portia was already kind of prepped about this conversation anyway. You can tell that Cynthia carried that bone over to her. But yeah, K Michelle, you're being weird, man. You're being weird. You're being weird. You're being weird. And K Michelle's like, yeah, I'm gonna give her this shine. I'm trying to find every little bit of benefit of a doubt for her, but I'm gonna give her this one. But yeah, you never go. And it's like, K Michelle, relax. It's giving you, are you just trying to find a moment to go against the queen of the show right now? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Like, let me know if I'm looking at it wrong, but I genuinely feel like this is two conversations that happen. You're in the hospital. I don't know what you're in the hospital for. That's why when I see you, K Michelle, K Michelle and Kelly got so much smoke for Portia in these damn confessionals. It's almost crazy to me, because are y'all just playing the reality TV game? No, y'all got to be cool with the popular girl. What are y'all doing? But in these confessionals, they have so much smoke. It's so weird to me. Overall, this episode was good. I'm gonna give this episode 4 out of 5 flames. I love the fact that Phaedra was not in it. I love the fact that Kelly was not in it. I feel like y'all need to go ahead and save those 2 salaries for next season so we can bring back Nene, because Phaedra brings nothing. Phaedra brings nothing to this show. K Michelle, she's a good addition, but K, you the car's still warming up, baby. By episode 5, you need to be in this thing, because this is you're moving weird. And I like you. I'm a fan of you, but you're moving very weird. Cynthia, love Cynthia. Shamea to me gives Deshaun Snow energy. She gives Deshaun Snow, and it's kind of weird too, because it's like Shamea's scenes also are kind of like a fast forward to me. Yeah, they got Porsha working this season. They got Porsha working this season. Porsha is mixed up in a few different things this season so far, and I'm here for it. Like veteran. They pay you $2 million. Yes, earn that check. Yes, every scene. Um, but yeah, overall good episode. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. IG is JT Lit, JTEELIT. I'm on TikTok, JT Talking Lit. And yes, please like, subscribe, comment, get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you thought about my opinions. I genuinely feel like Porsha did not mean any like malice towards K Michelle. Let me know, am I tripping? But yeah, I will see you guys same time next week. Peace.